Hey guys, Andrew Salciunas here, my man John Kincade. Post-show headlines, a Friday edition, which means what, Johnny?
It means that the listeners and the viewers of post-show headlines on
you, all of
YouTube
you.
have submitted the questions.
Love that.
And I have heard from 3 of them that submitted the questions. I alert them. As soon as I pick them, I say, be watching today because your question is being used today. One of our listeners that submitted a question has said, I've submitted this 3 times. So I told him today is your day. So submit questions.
Good.
Instagram and Twitter are the 2 options. The DMs are open, so you have your opportunity to get in there.
Email them too.
Or you can email them.
Yeah.
And Dylan loves that.
The DMs are open, man. He's a bachelor this
They're not
weekend.
to be slid into.
You're living by yourself for the next couple of days.
They're not to be
DMs
slid
are
into.
open is what
So
Johnny's saying.
Dylan loves that. He laughs every time. Okay, number 1, Andrew, you ready?
Yeah, what do we got here?
Armin wanted this question to be asked.
Armin
So
Chevrolet.
Armin, you are first. Armin lives in Berwyn.
Okay.
And Armin is a longtime listener of The Fanatic.
Love that. Thank you, Armin.
He says, I fit into the family well.
I love that.
So I said, thank you very much.
That's great.
He's a longtime listener, day 1 to The Fanatic.
Dude, you're the best, Armin.
So we love you, Armin. He wanted this question asked.
Okay. And he's the one that's responded multiple times. Okay.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Yes.
Yes. I absolutely believe in ghosts.
I love that. Hey, let's go. Let's get wild.
This is what Armin wanted. He said, I've asked this 3 times. I want to know, and I asked Armin, he did not get back to tell me why. I absolutely believe in ghosts. I do believe in spirits from the afterlife.
Yeah.
I don't believe ghosts are like Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Like going woo
right.
and scaring you and things like that. But I do believe in ghosts.
So I've told this story on the air before. And so if Armin's a day 1 listener, he would have heard this. But I'll talk about it again. So I grew up in Mullica Hill, New Jersey, where very historic area. And
wasn't there battles there?
Yes. The colonial colonial war. And so there's they do the reenactments every year. We're in the old garb, and
really,
they have the old rifle,
the old wool uniforms.
Yeah, they do it. It's like a big thing every single year that they do. And one year, one summer or fall, whatever, I was sleeping, and my window was open.
Okay,
because I liked getting the nice air coming into the house. I've told you the story. My neighbor used to play Frank Sinatra on Saturdays and Sunday mornings, so that's how I grew up listening to Frank, was because of my neighbors. But one night, middle of the night, I wake up. And I looked toward my window, and I saw an outline of what looked like, I'm not making this up, a colonial war person.
Were you on the 2nd floor of your house?
Yes, second floor of my house.
2nd floor. So you're looking down. Someone's in your yard?
No, they were in my room.
What the hell?
They were in my room, and I was just staring at this thing like, whoa. And it just kind of went out the window. The window was open. It just went out the window. And I sat there.
Were you scared when it was in the room?
No, because I was I was an early teen or preteen. I forget exactly at what age. And I just kind of sat there and I was like, whoa. And so I walked to my parents' room, middle of the night.
Okay.
And again, I'm old. I'm not like a 4-year-old going, Mommy, Daddy. I just walked in and I was like, hey, I think I just saw a ghost.
Right.
And my dad's, go back to bed. And
I was just like, a good dad.
And I go, yeah, you're right. I should go back to bed because I'm a preteen or I'm old enough. And I walked back, and the rest of the night I just sat there
that's wild.
Wow.
See?
And I remember it so vividly. I remember he was wearing one of the colonial uniforms.
Wow.
And so that's why I brought up the town that I grew up in.
I more feel presence.
Yeah, I got you.
Feel presence of things, stuff is around. My mom told my daughter that one day when my daughter has a husband, she's going to mess with him if he ever messes with her. And and she says, I'm going to mess with the lights.
That'll be the sign.
So that'll be the sign. I'm going to mess with your lights. So if your lights flicker, I'm messing with the lights.
Yeah.
That's way. So if you ever look for that. So I believe in that stuff totally. So Armin.
And ghosts, afterlife, you name one random story. I'm sorry. I was on the phone with my mom. I think it was the day of my birthday. Or no, not my birthday. But we were talking about my grandma.
Okay.
Right? And I'm driving home. I'm on the phone with my mom. We're talking about my grandma who's been passed away now for 5 years.
Okay.
And as I'm pulling into my driveway, I'm still on the phone with my mom.
Right.
something fell out of my the passenger side visor.
Okay.
I have like funeral cards up there because
Okay.
they're there for they're there with me.
Okay. To keep you safe while you're driving.
Safely. Like I
have Our Lady of the Highway.
I have uncle, I
Right,
have
okay.
grandma, I have
Right.
aunt,
I like
have
that.
buddy's friend, or buddy's dad. Like I have all kinds of stuff up there.
To keep you safe.
The one that fell out,
Was your grandmother?
the only one. There's like 6 in there. You would have think that all of them would have slid out. It's when I was talking about her with my mom. We randomly had this conversation.
That's wild.
And that one card fell out.
I like that.
You would think it would freak you out, but I was like,
No, that makes me feel
wow,
comforted.
that's really cool.
I like that.
Yeah, so I do believe Armin.
So we do believe Armin. We believe in ghosts. Caden on Instagram. Seems like that's a name now that young people.
My neighbor across the street is Caden.
Caden, it's now. Have you ever cheated at a sport or a game?
Yes.
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 If anyone answers this question
Yes.
and says that they haven't, Caden, they're an absolute liar. Now, I'm going to assume that Caden's young. Now, the thing I will tell you is this.
Maybe.
You can't cheat when you're older. Can't cheat when you're older. You got to be honest when you're older. But when you're younger...
My man.
What?
I want my Sunday games, as fun as I have,
Okay.
I need them to end because my body is brittle.
Okay.
Just last week, or 2 weeks ago, Mother's Day was last week, 2 weeks ago, I swiped the tag at third base, completely missed the guy. Umpire called him out. What do you want me to do? Blue. Hey, Blue.
No. No, there's an umpire that makes that call.
I missed
No.
them.
There's an umpire that makes that call. You don't have to be honest. The umpire's in charge of making that call. I'm talking about where you call your own foul.
Okay, I got
Something like that.
Yeah.
But when there's an umpire, if you get a bad call in your favor, that's part of the game. I'm talking about
golf. I know a lot of people kick the ball.
That's not right. You're never going to get any better. Like, it's funny is I have not broken yet. I have not recorded in my new golf club. I have recorded. I've not had very good scores to record since I've been playing this year.
Yeah.
I have not recorded at my new golf club a score below 100. And that's bad for me. That's bad. We went out and I had to put 101 in the thing. I don't like people who go, oh yeah, like
Connor Thomas.
I'm gonna have a second. I'm gonna do that tee shot went out of bounds. Like, oh, it's my second tee shot. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go take another tee shot, another side from the thing. Yeah. I lost that in the woods. You got to count. The only way you're gonna know if you get better is if you count it. So there's the thing is, cheating when you're younger is different. Don't cheat at games either. Don't cheat at a game. Don't cheat at like Monopoly. Don't cheat at stuff like that.
I've definitely done pine tar when pitching.
Okay.
I've definitely done that.
Still?
Oh, my arm hurts.
Oh, dude.
My arm hurts, man.
Dude. Okay.
Listen,
okay.
I'm just saying.
Caden, you're not
supposed to lick the fingers anymore. I do all that stuff, man.
Bo on Instagram. Bo, that's another cool name. Bo on Instagram says,
appreciate Bo.
It's another ethical question. Should you lie to your kids? I have some background. He wrote a little background for me. Should you lie to your kids or always try to be honest? He says he understands because Bo is a father now. He's got a 5 and a 3-year-old. Yeah. He said, John, I know you're a dad with a college grad. He congratulated me on Liv. And he said, and I know that Andrew is just starting out in the fatherhood thing with a young kid like his second kid. He has a 5 and a 3-year-old. Yeah. His wife and him got into a debate last week whether how honest is honest. We may have different answers on this. Yeah. I can tell you as a 21-year-old, honesty is a scale. There are things that a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old do not have to know about.
Yeah.
There are things of family. There are things of family history that your kid may ask you about, or things of why is a relative like this, or why is it they do not need to know about.
Yeah.
I would suggest that when they get to a certain age,
then you can talk
about it. So there are degrees of honesty. But what I would also suggest is that you need to, there are certain things that I think you should.
Yeah, look, my son's 3, so I haven't had any sort of deep conversations with him.
Yes, and there are things like I've had people in my age group that I remember with their kids, they were not going to lie to their kids about mythical people that were involved with holidays.
Mm-hmm.
And I think these people were the biggest jackasses in my school. The fact that I don't believe in setting a standard of lying to my child.
Yeah, I got you.
I think they were the biggest. I think they were the biggest jackasses in my school.
Yeah, you want to make it special.
Like, that's not honesty to me. Yeah. That's not an issue.
Now, like, look, a couple nights ago. So when I'm putting Coop to bed, like, let's say Christy's out of the house, he goes to sleep like this. Right? He's like, all right, Dad, I got you. I'll fall asleep. When Christy's home, it's always like an hour long production. Right. Not because my wife, because he just wants to keep playing with Mom and all that kind of stuff. So the other night, he was acting up. And I was like, Christy, well, I got this. Why don't you just, I want mommy. And I was like, sorry, buddy, she had to go somewhere.
Okay.
She was downstairs.
But he didn't know.
And
he went to bed?
Went to sleep.
Good.
Yeah. But like, I lied to him.
No, but still.
But like, I wasn't,
That's to me, it's honesty. Honesty for a 5 and a 3-year-old for your situation is lying, cheating, stealing.
Yeah.
It's for a kid. Don't steal. Don't lie to your parents. Don't lie. And stealing.
I will say,
that's all that is.
My grandmom, who we were just talking about.
Okay. Mom's mom or dad's mom?
Mom's mom.
Mom's mom.
Told my mom she never drank. Never drank in her life. And my entire life, my life of where she was still alive, I never saw her take a sip of alcohol. One day she was in the hospital and for something, I forget what, and I just went to visit her, right? And I came in, I was banged up. She knew you were banged up? She goes, oh, you look, in her nice sweet Lithuanian voice and language, and you look a little tired. And I was like, yeah, I was in college.
Right.
And she starts asking me questions. And she goes, yeah, I remember the last time I drank, I was like so hungover, and I vowed to never drink again. And I was like, wait a minute, Mom told me that you never drank. She goes, don't tell her that I told you that.
Really?
And so eventually I told my mom, I was like, by the way.
And what'd she say?
But you have to lie to you.
Did your mom believe it or not?
She goes, no, she didn't. She was just saying that to relate to you. I was like, I don't know. She was telling me about what she was drinking and how she was drinking. And it was the church wine. I was like, all this stuff.
I will just tell you that as a teenager, I was sworn to secrecy on things that I knew about my wife's behavior as a teenager compared to mine.
Right.
Because I was a straight and narrow, pretty much goody two-shoe as far as a lot of the illicit behavior.
Gotcha.
And Mom wanted it not to be known till she was older.
Gotcha.
So I was literally like the little carrot that went like, oh, really? You don't want me to say this?
That's awesome.
All right, Tito on X.
What's up, Tito? We have great names, man.
Tito says he wants to know your go-to pizza or cheesesteak order.
Dude, like, honestly, if I'm...
Your go-to, though. Like, number one.
No, like, I'm a plain Jane pizza. I love pizza.
Are you plain pizza would be your go-to order?
Yeah, I can go plain. But, look, I know people get weirded out by this. I love mushrooms on pizza. Like, I really do like it. But, like, my wife likes mushrooms on pizza. She'll eat, if she eats 2 slices, she wants both mushroom. If we get a pie and it's like the half-half.
You get half mushroom?
I'll go majority plain and then I'll have one of the slices of mushroom.
Okay.
But, like, I'll mess around with the pepperoni, especially if I'm down the short. I'm getting one slice. Like, you get the one slice on the nice piece of paper, that paper plate.
A little greasy.
That pepperoni. Yeah, so it depends on where I'm at.
But go-to, though. It's go-to means you got
plain.
Plain?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I can crush like 6 of them.
Okay, but that's the pizza
and then
one.
Cheesesteak.
See, for mine would absolutely be pepperoni.
Cheesesteak is always, not always whiz-wit, but like the Cooper Sharp the Cooper Sharp has changed the game. And the Cooper Sharp with onions is big. But like if it's 2 a.m. and I'm in the city, which that doesn't happen much anymore, like I'm just going whiz-wit. Like just
see, I never do whiz. If I'm in the city, it's more if the place has Cooper Sharp, it's Cooper Sharp.
Yeah, Cooper Sharp.
Cooper Sharp, light onions.
That's changed the game.
Light onions.
Oh, I want a whole damn onion.
I know, I want light onions.
Fried up, bang.
There you go.
Thank you,
all right,
Tito.
final one. MJ from X. And MJ is a woman.
Okay.
MJ is a 9th and 10th grade teacher.
Okay, awesome.
And it's the end of the school year. And MJ...
She's also Peter Parker's girlfriend or whatever.
MJ teaches English.
Okay.
And she says she wanted to know our teacher pet peeves from before we went to college. So our high school teacher pet peeves, because she asked her students this year.
I just talked.
She asked her... You did?
With my wife.
She asked her students this year to fill out a teacher evaluation form.
Yeah.
And they could do it anonymously, and literally they could submit it, and they would not one student, they could submit it electronically. Like they could fill it out electronically, print it out at home, no tracing to anything. And she said she got like 80% of her students to submit it.
Yeah.
And she thought the majority of the critique was positive, was stuff that she got feedback on was positive. She did get some negative feedback, and she was surprised that a lot of the negative feedback was overlaid. Like it was stuff that she kept hearing from. And by the way, what I will hold off what it was. She told me the two things that it was, because she asked me, she wanted to see if we shared it about our high school teachers. And then she made the thing of, John, I realized it was a long time ago for you.
Yeah.
And I said, thanks, MJ.
Yeah, old man.
I am only 5 years younger than her parents. So I didn't take offense.
My wife and I just talked about this because we went to the same high school.
Okay.
Even though we didn't date in high school, we barely
associated. Did she like you?
Yeah, but I was
like, no, were you her? Did she like you though? I mean, not like you. Did she think you were a good dude?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I was the fat, funny, ugly.
You were Chubby Tunis.
I was Chubby Tunis. Look at me now.
I saw your haircut. It was not good.
It was not good.
In that one picture you showed me.
So there was two things that if anybody complains about, they didn't let me look at my phone, like to put the phone away, right?
Put your freaking phone away.
But these were the two things that we just talked about.
By the way, the responses had nothing to. It could have been something that from my generation, or from yours.
Okay,
that's why she asked it, which is interesting.
The two things that bothered me. Number one, I had fourth period lunch. 3 out of my 4 years in high school. That means I was eating lunch at like 10:40 in the morning.
So you're eating early.
10:40.
Okay.
School goes till 2:30.
Okay.
So around 1 o'clock.
You're hungry. You're peckish.
You know, I'm a grown kid. I'm 16, right? Like
you're hungry.
You remember what you could do when you were 16? You could could eat a whole damn cow and then still run right afterward, right? And so like the teachers that were so anti like you eating like a granola bar in the class because it's a distraction to others. Yo, I ate 3 hours ago.
Right.
And I'm a 16-year-old kid. Okay. Why does that bother you? And then also off of that, the teachers that were anti-chewing gum in class. Why?
You got one of them.
No, but why?
You got one of them.
I know, I understand.
You got one of them.
Why?
Because
I get the popping. Like if the kid's doing the constant popping, because I had a girl, I still remember there was a girl that sat behind me that popping. I had to move my desk because it freaking bothered me.
By the way, this is really funny. MJ, I said I would ask.
I'm just chewing.
I didn't get it. That wasn't on my list.
Yeah.
Do you know that there are now students that fill out forms with the school saying that they have a condition that other people's chewing bothers them and that doctors have told them?
Wait, other people's chewing bothers them?
Yes, and they have a diagnosed condition that other people's chewing bothers them, so they're not allowed to chew gum.
Well, back in my day, 15 whatever years ago, there was no condition.
Well, there's an actual condition. So she says the school tells you you're not supposed to be like a Gestapo about it.
Fine. My condition is, it was hoagie day at lunch today at 10:30 in the morning. I want minty freshness so that I can kiss a girl at the locker. Or just so that my breath's better.
Okay.
But seriously, like I'm eating a hoagie. Okay. Italian hoagie day was every Tuesday at Clearview Regional High. Taco bowls was every Thursday. Pizza day was every Friday.
Your breath's retarded.
Your breath smells. So I want to have whatever cheap chiclets that I could afford and pop a few in my mouth so that I had fresh breath. Not for the whole kissing girl part, just so that I felt comfortable.
Because if you were chubby and a bad haircut, you're not getting a lot of kisses in school. I had one, and it was sort of off of it, was I said too much homework.
Okay.
And the thing is that students complained about the homework assignments that they were taking. I thought too much homework, that there was the frequency of it.
Yeah.
She said too much time of homework. And her students were crushing her about that homework took much time.
Took me an hour to do this one.
So she's decided that next year she is going to give homework on Mondays in class, first day of the class week, and she's going to give homework that will then be due later in the week in class. So they'll have a couple nights to do homework that makes it more drawn out, because she got slammed by like a lot of her students.
Okay.
And her students were very complimentary about her otherwise as a
teacher.
teacher.
Maybe the assignments were just too hard.
And there was one other one. Talking in class that I would get slammed for. Shocking.
I'm sure.
That it would be like, I talk to you in class. I go, hey, Andrew, like this. He goes, like a lot of times people are like, I was literally asking for a pencil.
Right.
Or asking for, and you're like, no talking, no talking.
Yeah.
And so she was like, John, I bet you got in trouble. And she said that too.
I'm sure you did.
And I did. And at O'Hara, you get demerits for that. So that's what it was. So she's changing her whole thing next year.
Okay.
She's going to give out homework the beginning of the week, Monday class. So Monday class, you're going to get homework, and it's going to it'll be due on Thursday or Friday.
Here's what you do for the gum chewing. The people that don't like the chewing, they sit on one side. People that like the chewing,
but can you
sit on
believe
the
the kids now actually have a form?
Honestly, I can, John.
I can't believe that one. I've never heard that.
No,
I've never heard that.
I can. Anything new that I hear about forms, I can.
That there's a condition that, like, you're freaked out by other people's chewing, that there's an actual form you can bring to the school.
God forbid you go eat at a restaurant.
My gosh, there's homeschooling for you.
All right, post-show headlines.
Love you. We appreciate you.
Every Friday we do the listener setting questions, so keep them sending.
Next week, every single question involves the Jersey Shore.
Oh,
in some way, shape, or form.
Love that.
We have a bunch of them.
Yeah.
So I'm going to save them for like shore weekends.
Yeah.
So but we have 5 great ones for next weekend about the Jersey Shore.
Awesome. All right, guys, have a great weekend. Talk to you Monday. Hey, guys, Andrew Salciunas from Kincade and Salciunas. Thank you for checking out all of our stuff on YouTube. Make sure you click, like, subscribe on everything that you see. And, of course, you can see everything from our YouTube feed, full shows, interviews, when John's being an idiot, which is like 15 times a day. So make sure you check out all of our stuff on YouTube. We appreciate it.